Hello and welcome to the latest Q&A in Screen International's For Your Consideration series. I'm Matt Mueller, Screen's editor-in-chief, and today I'm delighted to be joined by Emanuel Parvu, the Romanian director and co-writer of 3 Kilometers to the End of the World, which is his country's international feature selection for this year's Academy Awards. 3 Kilometers to the End of the World premiered in competition at the Cannes Film Festival in May, where it won the Queer Palm Award. It also went on to win the Heart of Sarajevo Award for Best Feature Film at the Sarajevo Film Festival in August. The film is looking to become only the second Romanian title to be nominated for the International Feature Oscar after Alexander Nanau's Collective achieved that feat in 2021. The story unfolds in a conservative community on the Danube Delta where 17-year-old Adi is staying with his parents on a summer break from his studies. While there, he's the victim of a savage beating by 2 other boys in the village as a result of his sexuality. This is Emanuel Parvu's 3rd feature film as a director, and he also co-wrote the script with the film's producer, Miruna Bărescu. Welcome, Emanuel. Many congratulations on the film's success to date.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for having me for this discussion.
Pleasure. Well, good to be speaking to you about the film. And I wonder if you could just start by talking about the origins of 3 Kilometers, which I understand was in part inspired by a real-life case in Romania involving a girl who was raped, but whose village turned against her and sided with the perpetrator.
It was the community's reaction that drew our attention, that we couldn't believe that this can happen. So a conservative community, it doesn't matter which it's conservative or not, but to turn against the victim, that was our source of inspiration. So it was. That happened 10 years ago, and then we passed through another 2 films, and we returned on the subject, and we write for so many years and onto a project for 2 or 3 years up until we get into proper shooting. So I write so many drafts of the film, and Miruna's contribution was essential into this one.
And why did you decide? You said the story was inspired by a real life case, but when you decided to tell the story, you obviously changed the sexuality of the youth. It wasn't a rape, of course. It was a sort of violent beating.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to take that sort of avenue when you were sort of telling the story?
It's something that I think an author should be inspired by the time that he lives and try to reflect them. And something that might seem normal, rape case seems quite absolutely normal. And I wanted to talk about things that regards homophobia, especially. So I want to talk about things that happen, in my opinion, that we are 3 kilometers to the end of the world regarding sexism, regarding racism, regarding things that are not usually. I think we're going to the right direction, but I don't think we go with the proper speed. I think we should speed up things a bit, and I wanted to have something where you cannot spot from the distance, because the community's reaction in that real case was that she deserved to be raped. Look at the way she dresses. Look at that miniskirt that she's wearing, and that's something you can actually spot from the distance. A different type of sexuality is something that you have inside. I wanted to have something that right now you say you love a person, but then when you find out something else, regardless the manner, the way he looks, to change your attitude. Because in my opinion, love, if we're talking about parent-child love, I think that's the most powerful form of love. It doesn't matter that we're talking about animals or human beings. The love between a parent and a child should be the ultimate, the most powerful form of love. And when that changes, if something goes beyond our power of understanding, and that if that changes, I'm just very interested in why. Why do we have this instinct when something goes beyond our universe of understanding? We change completely our attitude. It's because of the society, it's because of the neighbors, it's because of our childhood, it's because of the relationship that you have with your friends or with your society. But some things uh, we're acting through instinct, but we're not born with instincts. We're born only with a protection instinct. But let's say, for example, the driver instincts, we're not born with it. We just we just get it. We just get it through repetition, through something that we do so many years. But when you're instinct, and then that's proof, and we can find that in statistics. After 24 hours, people react usually 180 degrees opposite in the time that we reaction our reaction when things heat up, that get heated up, then our reaction is most of the times negative, and I wonder why. And that's the universe that we wanted to explore.
Yeah, and you mentioned the reaction of the parents, who, of course, absolutely adore their son, but at the same time, when the reality of the reasons behind the attack come out, they react in a very
Absolutely.
strong and negative way.
Absolutely. I think our brain always used to, our brain, not our brain like Romanians, but our brain as human beings our brain is used to attack minorities. And I don't know why. Like, let's say, for instance, if your brain right now, I'll just give a short example. If your brain right now knows that I'm a minority, in this case, I'm a minority. If I'm going to United States, or if I go to Italy or to Spain, I'm a minority, a superficial type of minority, but I'm a Romanian director in a minority position. If I get into an argument with you and we start raise our voices and we insult each other, there's a very high possibility at the end, instead of what would you said to another country fellow man, you stupid, period, there's a very high possibility to say, you stupid Romanian. And
Yeah.
I and that's the truth. See, our brain always, it's the thing that we have from the animals. So we prefer to attack the weak ones, and I'm not sure why. And I think this problem that the corruption system, the minorities system. If we go back to Romanian cinema 50 years ago, 70 years ago, those subjects, they weren't here. Right now, they came up with a Romanian new wave. Why? Because they exist. Let's not fight around the bushes. They exist, and maybe if we talk about them, if we point them out, maybe in 20 years from now, our children will have different topics. Will have different subjects to talk about.
Yeah, can I ask how the film has been received in Romania then as well? Because I think you obviously touch on the elements of homophobia which exist in that sort of part of the world, but also, I mean, that homophobia exists in many parts
It's
of the world. That's a universal sort of, that can be universal.
yeah. It's something that we kind of expected in a way. Most of the reactions were very positive, and extremely the state things that helped us, the National Center of Cinema and everybody else, the Ministry of Culture, everybody is aware that this is a very important film. But there were some cases, that some messages that I got on my personal social media, that, and from people that haven't even seen the film, and that's frustrating, because they're the main target. And I don't think I'm in a position to lecture anybody or to preach anybody, but I think what I can try to do is is to do a mirror, just like in Shakespeare time. Look at yourself. Do you like yourself? Do you like the way you react? Okay, just look again. And I think if we try and go to pass beyond realism to go into naturalism side, so the people can empathize with what they see, to recognize something of what they see. I think it's very important. You can do that in painting, you can do that in literature, you can do that in film. So I think it's very important for us to talk about these things.
Yeah, and then you also mentioned the corruption, which again is like sort of a feature of this film, where there's basically a kind of there's a kind of conversation about burying the report and not sending it higher up the food chain, where it might be
Uh,
more investigated. Again, this is
abs-
not unique to Romania. This is something that
Absolutely.
exists around the world.
Absolutely, it's something that it came up with the Romanian New Wave. The corruption thing, the corruption theme was brought up 20 years ago by the Romanian New Wave because it exists, and I think we should definitely point out that thing. And maybe, as I said, in 20 years from now, we'll have different things to focus on. But right now, I think we should focus on things that we can. I know a thing cannot change the world. I'm pretty sure that a film cannot change the world, but I think it can raise a lot of questions. I think it can draw attention. I think it can make some people look upon themselves. Am I a good human being? Am I a good parent? Uh, do my perspective of doing is my perspective of doing good, because we usually try and do good from our perspective, not from our truth. We only have a perspective of things. We don't have we can sit in the same room, talk the same language, talk about the same object, but still see different things. We're gonna see a perspective. We're not gonna see the truth. The truth is not ours to see. We're just seeing a perspective, and from this point on, I think that's the way we should focus upon ourselves, upon introspection, to have something to think.
Yeah. I mentioned you co-wrote the screenplay with Maruna, who's also the producer of the film. Can you talk a little bit about your collaboration together and also the journey to getting the film made?
It's my longtime collaborator. We've done 3 films up until now. So starting from the first feature, and we talk about it so much about it. We talk about each film. I think it's very important to find the producer is half of the film, and you must do things together. And we talk about it so much, and then we it was a very difficult journey. And The people from Sfântu actually, Miruna is a director of the film festival Anonimo, which happens exactly in Sfântu 21 years now. So it was quite coming. It was a coming home film. It was it was, and then we go there each summer. So it
This
was
is
a
this this is the community where the film is set, correct? Because I think there's a reference to a film festival that takes place
yeah,
there
yeah.
during the film. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. It's that film festival. It's the Anonimo International Film Festival, and it's a, it's quite a unique place. We needed exactly that particular space. It's one of the most beautiful places in Europe, as Jacques Cousteau said, and we cannot contradict an explorer. We cannot contradict him, but it's the only place in Romania that we know that 2 words so different must live together. There's 2 words colliding. It's like North Pole and South Pole having to live together for 3 months. And you have the conservative community that actually lives there, and you have the most coolest hipsterish people that come onto the seashore. Is the most coolest place on the seashore to be in summertime, and it's the only place in Romania that we know that this thing are happening. They must live together for 3 months, and that's very interesting to watch.
And can we talk a little bit about the casting of the film as well? I mean, the actors are clearly very important part of the overall storytelling. And you are an actor yourself. I mean, you have acted in a number of TV series and films in Romania. So
Yeah.
when it came to casting these roles, were these actors you were already aware of or knew, or did you go through just a traditional casting process to find these people?
Usually when I write with dead people in my mind, with people that I don't have access to. So in order to be a fair casting process, I need to write with people that I cannot reach them. And then the casting process, then unfortunately for me and the production team, takes 6, 7, 8 months. And it was quite a very interesting story with Ciprian, with Adi, with the Adi character, because he came to cast for the tourist part. Actually,
Ah,
he came to cast for two sequence for two sequence part, and then he I was just mesmerized by the way he delivered the lines, and I said, okay, you take these lines, and we'll see you learn them, and we'll see each other in 10 days, and we'll start working on them, and that's how he got the part. It was absolutely amazing, and the way actually he founded us. It was, and with the other actors, most of them are very good Romanian actors, very well known Romanian actors. They done a lot of international films. Bogdan Dumitrache, the San Sebastian winner for the best actor in Pororoca, the Adrian Titien, the leading from Graduation, Laura Vasiliu. I think you know her from for the 4 weeks,
yeah.
for 4 months, 3 weeks, 2 days, the Palme d'Or winner. So most of them are very, very good actors in our country. So it's quite easy, but we rehearsed a lot. The rehearsal process, unfortunately for me and the production team as well, it takes a lot of time. I rehearsed for months and months. We rehearsed for 3 months. Away from the production offices because they always have something to ask. So we go to a different part, but and it was I need to make on a chemistry with the actors. I cannot work with an actor if I don't have an emotional bridge between me and the actor. And usually we stay together. We order some food. We talk about the things, and we try and sing that song, that notes that are written there. I'm sure that if I give the script to another director, I'm sure it would be a different movie. But in this movie, the actors must sing those exactly those notes. There's only the three dragonflies and the rest of the flies in the film that are not controlled by us. Everything else is is a setup, is directed, is staged. So it was quite a very long trip for this film to happen.
Was it Cyprien's first screen role, or has he acted previously?
No, it was exactly his first
Wow.
screen role.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
the,
it was.
yeah, he's very good. And were there any particular kind of challenges for you as a director in terms of getting that performance out of him?
We changed his sequences in order. I'm not part of the community of the LGBT community, so I would not dare to say a story from that perspective. What I know best is my society perspective. That I don't think there's anything wrong with the. I don't want to change the minority. I want to change my part of society, my homophobic thing. There's a story about homophobia. I wouldn't dare. My first film was about a child from an orphanage, and I was raised in a very beautiful family. But what I want to change with my films is this ugly part of the society, which unfortunately for me, I know extremely well the ugliness of this part of society. And with the help of Ciprian, we changed because he's a part of the community, and it was very important for the actor to be a part of the community. We changed his lines. I mean, we talked about it with a lot with him, and with his help, it was very important to know up until where we can go with some scenes. Why is this so important in order not to make any more damage?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it worked extremely well. He's very good in the film, and the
It
ending of
is,
the
yeah.
film, the ending of the film for anyone who hasn't seen it yet is quite a fantastic way to sort of finish for his journey, his onward journey.
It was a very hard thing to find exact because I wanted to be done in one shot. So for the scouting process for that sequence took actually a lot because we wanted to find three different positions of his journey towards freedom, starting from a very narrow thing because he turns his back away to the village. We don't want to give away any spoilers, but
No.
we wanted to to start his journey from a very narrow thing, from a very narrow society, from a very narrow thing, and as he gets away from from that from that village, to open and to open and to open and to open towards the sun, towards freedom, toward. But I wanted to be done in one shot, so it was quite a challenge to find the spot.
Well, and being selected for Cannes competition this year, and now being selected as Romania's entry to this year's Oscars, must feel like a great achievement after all the work that's clearly gone into the film. How has the journey been so far on this? Well, now that the film's finished and out in the world,
It it's very emotional to have your name represent your country, to be alongside with your country name. It's a very emotional thing, and hopefully, what the Cannes experience was so, the Cannes is, as you know, is Cannes, so it's unique, and the film will got so many awards, and it's been throughout the world right now. But um, I think it's very important. So our wish is something like, if we can make it to the short list, I think that'll be amazing, because it'll get another round of viewers around the world. I think the all the fuzz in the media that will be about the shortlist, I think it'll get, and I think it's a very important film to see in every part of the world. You can understand that doesn't matter if you're from South America, Central America, North America, India, Asia, Europe, Eastern Europe, Western Europe. I think it doesn't matter. I think it's about human beings. I think it's a film about love, and it's very important to see it. It sends out a very important message, in our opinion. So with this shortlist thing, I think it will get another round of viewers around the world. So that'll be amazing. I think we can still change some things right now while we're talking. There's two wars going on this planet, two wars, and I think we must focus on the good side of human. I don't believe there's bad human beings on the planet. I don't believe that somebody's waking up in the morning, I'm going to do bad things. It's just that the way of doing good, the perspective, I think that drives us to tragedies. In my opinion, I think we should just try and focus on the good things. I think it's plenty of sun for everybody.
absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Emanuel, and we do hope that many more people get to see the film, and that it does indeed make the shortlist, as you say. And thank you very much for any viewers who watched today. Please head over to screendaily.com for our regular and ongoing coverage of the international screen industries and awards season. Emanuel, thank you. It's been a lovely conversation.
Thank you.
Good to speak to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much.